viewers, you're welcome to another interesting episode of Customs Duty, brought to you by the Nigeria Customs Service. In this week's package, Nigeria Customs Service sustains corporate social responsibility program, commissions renovated nursery and primary school at Araromi, Lagos State. Also, Comptroller General of Customs Bashir Adewale Adeni MFR tasked graduates on exemplary behavior as he attends graduation ceremony of senior executive course at Nigerian Institute of International Affairs. Other reports will also come your way, including the regular Customs Hub segment where we get you informed on import and excise duty collection activities for the week. Thank you for joining us. I am Hafsat Oreme Ibrahim. Please sit back, enjoy, and stay informed.
I, Bashir Adewale Adeni, Comptroller General of Customs, hereby commission this renovated building to the glory of God for the educational advancement of this local government, for development of Nigeria, and most importantly, for renewed hope for our future generation.
The message of this commissioning is clear and impactful. Indeed, Customs cares. This moment is just one of many such moments that demonstrate commitment of the Nigeria Customs Service to delivering on its resolve to give back to its host communities. The commissioning is that of the newly renovated Christ Assembly Nursery and Primary School in Ajegunle, Lagos.
We operate for this environment. Less than 1 kilometer across the road here, we generate billions and billions of naira to the economy. Tinkan is number 2 in the Federation currently. And we just felt that we owe an obligation to communities around here. And we have decided that our intervention will be anchored on those pillars that we talked about: education, health, creative health, environmental sustainability, and things like that. This is the education part of it.
Bashir Adewale Adeni hints on how the school was selected for renovation ahead of others.
Choice of this school was undertaken by a panel of officers, of experts, including the officers of the command Tinkan, who came around Ajegunle, and they shortlisted a number of potential beneficiaries. And before we decide, we always want to look at the impact that our intervention will bring. And from what you saw of this school, we felt that whatever we do here will be very, very impactful, not only for the students, but also for the environment under which they learn.
The Comptroller General of Customs maintains that Customs Cares is not restricted to a particular zone.
All parts of the Federation will be part of the plan. So we had plans to go to Zone B next, and then Zone Z and Zone D. In fact, I can tell you that in Zone C, we have already identified 2 schools that we are going to adopt, one in Cross River State and one in Rivers. And we are working towards going there for a launch. We'll let you know.
The event also features distribution of bags, school shoes, and other learning materials to pupils of the school. Dignitaries at the occasion, as well as other community members, appreciate the good gestures, and those present at the occasion did not leave the scene without being entertained. The visit of Comptroller General of Customs Bashir Adewale Adeni to Port Harcourt 2 Area Command, ONE, is of great significance. It is to notify about anti-smuggling operations undertaken by the command.
Pursuant to Section 246 of our Act, the Nigeria Customs Service Act, and in exercise of powers conferred therein, the Port Harcourt Area 2 Area Command has executed a series of targeted interdictions that underscore our operational efficiency in protecting Nigerian citizens from infiltration of prohibited substances. The command has successfully intercepted a total of 16 containers with an aggregate duty paid value of 20,549,999,200 naira only, as calculated in accordance with service valuation protocols. An analysis of these seizures reveals sophisticated concealment tactics and systematic attempts to circumvent established import protocols.
He further discloses that the containers contain illicit pharmaceutical products, including codeine syrup, tablets of really extra diclofenac, and tramadol, 225 mg each, amongst others, concealed within legitimate consumer goods, including 9,280 pieces of chili cutters, 118 pieces of ceiling fans, 2,610 pieces of plumbing materials, 2,268 pieces of smart tech vehicle parts, 97,200 tins of tomato paste, and 700 cartons of cream.
The potential impact of these illicit pharmaceuticals on public health and national security cannot be overstated. Unregistered pharmaceutical products pose severe risk, including drug addiction, compromised health treatment outcomes, and the facilitation of organized criminal activities that threaten community safety and national stability.
Bashir Adini reassures.
Nigeria Customs Service reaffirms its commitment to supporting President Tinubu's security and economic transformation agenda through enhanced border management, strengthened interagency collaboration, and sustained anti-smuggling operation. We will continue to deploy all our resources at our disposal to ensure that our borders remain secured against those who will compromise our national health security and economic prosperity for their selfish criminal gains. The Nigeria Customs Service, in partnership with NAFDAC and other sister agencies, would maintain a zero tolerance for smuggling operations, and we pursue the full weight of the law against all perpetrators.
With collaboration between Nigeria Customs Service and National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, continually getting stronger, Bashir Adewale Adeni hands over the intercepted containers, eliciting this response.
Today's handover ceremony represents not just an act of administrative duty, but a firm demonstration of the partnership and the commitment between the Nigeria Customs Service and NAFDAC to safeguard public health and uphold the highest standards of consumer protection. This handover underscores a critical message that our borders are not open to compromise when it comes to the safety and well-being of all of us.
The Comptroller General of Customs uses the medium to formally commend all officers and men of the Port Harcourt II Area Command for their vigilance, professionalism, and dedication to duty, as well as successful interception of the handed-over containers. He stresses that the actions of the officers exemplify the core values of the service and demonstrate the service's collective commitment. The Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Adewale Adeni, MFR, attends the graduation ceremony of the Senior Executive Course at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, NIIA, Lagos, where he addresses the participants of the course, which dwelled on complex customs operations. In his remark, Bashir Adeni tasks the graduates on exemplary behavior.
I want to charge you, as I usually do, that you have been a beneficiary of this program, and I'm hoping that you will remain ambassador and promoters of positive change in customs. You have seen what it takes to have a cup to be fed by very, very distinguished scholars, practitioners in the field. If you've known anything about the domestic scene, the last 1 month, you have seen that it is not complete because international trade goes beyond borders. And it is good that you have a rich understanding of what is happening around us in the world. So continue to be good ambassadors of the service and, of course, the NIA, for which you are now a prestigious member.
He reiterates the Nigeria Customs Service's commitment to widening the scope of its officers.
For us in the service, we will continue in this plan of partnering with NIA so that we advance the cause of capacity building. We will explore more areas of partnerships, meaningful partnerships, as enjoined by the World Customs Organization. And most importantly, we will propagate the ideals which the Bashir Adeni Center for International Trade is trying to promote more narrative, better narratives, trade facilitation, to let Nigerians know, all our stakeholders know, that while it is good that we pursue revenue for revenue's sake, while it is good that we put measures in place for national security, we have an obligation to always strike a healthy balance between those contending sides.
As he speaks with the customs duty crew, Bashir Adeni emphasizes the significance of the senior executive course.
You know that we have our structures for training, basic level training, refresher courses, command and staff courses, and all that. But this is a different level. With trainings like this, we expose our officers to global best practice. We let them understand the changes, the dynamics in international trade, international system, and how it affects their job on a day-to-day basis. So we will continue to do this. We will continue to also explore these opportunities in similar training institutions in the country, not just in NIA.
Director General of the NIIA, Professor Egosa Usagi, further underscores the benefits of the course, especially to the operations of the Nigeria Customs Service.
This is part of the process of strengthening the capacity of the Customs Service for better delivery, especially in the light of the more complex and increasingly more challenging circumstances under which they have to operate. There's the African Continental Free Trade Area. It's new. The things about digitization and digitalization of customs processes and standardization, the tariff regime and so on, we have to get the customs ready for these challenges. And that's why we insist, together with the customs, on continuous training and capacity building.
Some of the participants share their experiences.
Looking at the kind of modules and the exposure, the training we went through in the course of the training. So I believe particularly now that there is an issue of modernization, trade facilitation, and management of national security. So obviously, this course is a kind of one of its kinds.
Yes, it's going to impact in our operations, given that we've learned a whole lot. We've gotten another view. We've seen that it's not just all about trade facilitation, all about generating revenue, all about maybe our own roles, but we need to kind of balance everything.
The second batch of the training is expected to hold after curriculum evaluation and operational feedback to determine what additions or subtractions are to be made. The saying that no man claps with one hand is a statement of fact and likened to the success story of Port and Terminal Multi-Services Limited, PTML Area Command. The command, owing to holding strongly onto collaboration, has recorded huge breakthrough in all of its areas of operation at mid-year 2025. Comptroller Tenny Danian reveals as he addresses members of the media. He says the command has collected 204,725,600 634,459 naira 55 kobo at first half of 2025, representing a 52 billion naira rise when compared to the 152,648,517,532 naira 5 kobo collected during the same period in 2024, and a 34.1% increase in revenue collection. Comptroller Danny sees Bodogu as coming in handy.
From November last year, December to the present day, we are collecting nothing less than 300 billion on the platform of Bodogu. This is a homegrown system, a homegrown application that we think we should feed, nurse, win, and help to grow. And we thank God that with everyone here, the press, the officers, units, with their maximum cooperation, we have betted a giant. We have betted a giant because it's not easy to bet a baby and allow the baby to grow. Now we can say yes, we are giving birth to so many commands. Over 34 commands are on Bodogu. And this is as a result of the success we recorded here. We say thank God for using us, and God used us to achieve a feat.
He emphasizes his command's commitment to trade facilitation and professionalism.
We pride ourselves that we can give you your cargo in under 2 hours because of TRS. Our officers have been not beat because there's an instruction that if any declaration has no problem, there's no need stopping it. We don't stop goods or declaration that are faultless. And if there are hitches, they always come to my office and address them. And because of the integrity level of our officers, we have been able to uphold a decency in what we do to ensure that, yes, we do it professionally. What we do is very professional, and we address infraction because there are infractions. We don't necessarily delay cargo, delay agents, because it's not part of the integrity demanded of the WCO standards that we need to facilitate and be among the people best practicing.
While being committed to trade facilitation, Comptroller Tenny Danian reveals the condition for enjoying 2-hour clearance process.
You want to enjoy 2 hours? Before the goods arrive, you get your PAN. We mean you have done all this from the banking operation, Form M and everything you have concluded, the PAN is issued to you. The moment before it arrives, you have made your payment. If you have not seen it, you have made your payment, which means government is saying you do the right thing, will you come and check what you have done, whether it's correct. So if you have done the right thing, before the goods arrive, you got your PAN, you did your payment. How many minutes does it take to, a day you apply for your positioning, to position your consignment for examination to the terminal operators within a day, the TRL will start counting. But you find that the area it affects is at the point it gets to the table of an officer. Because for you to enjoy 2 hours clearance procedure, at the trader zone, you know you are faultless. While it's triggered, you allow yourself to spend 1 day extra. You can't enjoy 2 hours clearance until you come to the examiner responsible to do examination and release your job. You have not done anything. The customer will only wait. If it takes you 10 days to come, it's your problem. Because we cannot do examination in the absence of the owner of the consignment. It is you that will invite the custom officer to that consignment because you do not even know the owner. You give him your declaration, he checks whether you have paid, you have done your due diligence, he takes you there. Oh, you are carrying a biro, here is biro. Not that you are carrying a biro, we meet toys there, we meet bicycle, we meet electronics. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of factors will affect 2 hours release.
The Customs Area Controller discloses that between January and June 2025, the command received 52 vessels, handled 13,431 containers, and processed 30,400 assessments, indicating increase in cargo activities, noting that ships from the Far East and China have joined those from Europe and America in calling at the port. He is optimistic that just as Bodogu continues to get better, so the revenue generation by the command will keep growing. More so that compliance level by stakeholders is improving. In what is no doubt a landmark achievement The Murtala Mohammed International Airport Area Command has recorded the seizure of undeclared currency in excess of the threshold of $10,000.
There was a passenger traveling to India, to be precise, about to depart through the Emirates Airline. And in the course of processing himself out, he came to our custom anti-money laundering unit. He was asked the relevant questions and he answered. Further profiling of his declarations reveals that what he told the officer was not correct, and that amounts to false declaration. He expressly told the officer that he was with only $6,000. And to authenticate that, we discovered that he has $29,000. And that is a contravention.
Customs Area Controller speaks about what the law provides about foreign currency and declaration.
Not declared 10,000 and below, but immediately it is after $10,000, or if equivalent in precious metal, negotiable instruments, you have to declare. And when you declare, you have fulfilled the law. When you fail to declare, you are contravening. When you declare wrongly, falsely, you have contravened the law. You refuse to declare, it's still wrong.
In a display of interagency collaboration, the seized currency is handed over to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
I receive these forfeited currencies worth $29,000. I also receive the international passports as well as the statements made by the suspect. I want to assure the Nigerian Customs Service that the EFCC will, as usual, expedite action on the investigation and prosecution of this case.
Clearly, Nigeria Customs Service means business in ensuring the country exits the grey lane.
Hello and welcome to the segment Customs Hub on Customs Duty. This is a segment that summarizes some of the activities of the Nigeria Customs Service regarding weekly revenue generation from import duty, excise duty, and other levies. We take a look at the total number of pre-arrival assessment reports issued and revenue generated from Friday 14th of July 2025 to Thursday 18th of July 2025. The total amount of pre-arrival assessment report, also known as PAR, issued for the week amounts to 2,671. The Nigeria Customs Service generated a total of 63,828,835,788 naira in revenue for the week. On excise duty collection, the Nigeria Customs Service collected the sum of 2,052,083,179 naira. That is all for the segment Customs Hub.
This is where we draw the curtains on this week's episode of the program. For more information, you can always follow us on our social media handles now being displayed on your screen. You could also visit our website at www.customs.gov.ng for more updates about the service. Remember, nation building is everyone's responsibility. Therefore, strive to be a patriotic citizen, a compliant trader, avoid smuggling, and always pay the correct duty to make Nigeria a more prosperous nation. See you same time next week. I remain your anchor, Hafsat Oreme Ibrahim, saying bye-bye for now.